What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. Today we have another quick unboxing video for you. This is going to be a special one. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. This one is going to be a doozy. You want to make sure you check this one out entirely, because the knife in here is certainly going to be a good one. You are not going to want to miss out. This knife comes to me directly from Dave Warren himself. He reached out to me over on IG and said, hey, I got a couple of models here, you know, which one do you want to check out? I already have checked out a few from Tuya Knives. By the way, he oversees the Tuya Knives US operation. So I have already had the privilege of checking out some of the Tuya knives. We looked at the Tuya Mutt, which was a collaboration also with Colin Mason Pierre and CM Knife Designs. We just looked at the Tuya Wrath, which is a Dave Warren design himself. I do know I have a scaphoid, if I'm pronouncing it right. That one should be coming via a pass around here shortly as well. So out of the options, I said, okay, let's check out that Caladan V2, and that's what we have here. So I'm excited for that. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Doing the honors today, we have the Kizer Task. This is one that I've been carrying here for quite some time. Great action with their clutch lock, super fidgety, super sharp. Again, this knife and every other knife that you see in this video will be linked down below. Of course, it does help the channel if you end up purchasing a knife through those links, but that is entirely up to you and absolutely no extra cost. So let's go ahead and make a cut right over here, shall we? Boom, there we go. All right, let's see which is the best way to get into this package, like Kevin will say. Ooh, he's cutting towards himself. That is dangerous. Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. All right, maybe I should open it. All right, Dave, what's the password on this one? Maybe I should also make an incision right here and in here. There we go. Would that help? See, knowing me, I'll probably open this package upside down. I have a tendency to do that. I have done that in the past. So, see, Miguel, why are you complicating stuff? Boom, here it is. Bam, check this out. Dave Warren, Warren Blades, home of the US sales of Tuya knives. Awesome stuff. We have a Tuya wiping cloth right here. Check out the logo right there, nice and big. All right, it says Tuya knives right there. That is a good one, nice and wrapped up, fresh. And boom, here it is. You know, when a knife comes in its own plastic casing like this, hardcore, you know it's going to be a good one, right? We have some information here in the back. This one is, of course, the Caladan V2. We have S90V, handmade, satin flats, and DLC. Oh, that's going to be a good one. And we have handle material. We have titanium, and we have a combination of red, white, and blue. Right, got the US flag, carbon fiber going on, as well as titanium. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here then. Here we go. Oops. Bam, bam. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Check this out. We have additional wiping cloth in there inside the box. And then here is the knife. Check this thing out. Oof. I gotta take it out of the plastic pouch. I'm already admiring it from the outside. Okay. Miguel, calm down. Calm down a bit here. Let's see. Let's get this out of the frame as well. Get the box so the camera can focus on the knife. Here we go. If you guys are ready, I'm ready. Check this thing out. Holy smokes. First impression, I'm liking the size already. This one is going to be a large knife. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I do see a little bit of oil or what have you for lubrication. So that tells me maybe this bad boy here is brand new out of the box. I was just wiping it off frame. I apologize. You know, we have the white, blue, and red and black carbon going on right there. We got titanium bolsters, right? Got the spacer right here in the back with a lanyard solution going on. Carry clip here. Not the deepest carry, but it does give you a significant portion of the knife to pinch and grip out of the pocket. Blade is nice and aligned right there. And again, this one has the DLC going on. So let's go ahead and get this thing open, shall we? All right, if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Here we go. Bam. Check that out. Holy smokes. Okay, so I see a different logo on this one too. So this one makes me think that it is a collaboration knife as well. All right, that SB logo you see right there is for Skelton Blade Works. That is Jim Skelton. So this is a collaboration with Jim Skelton right here, which is very, very interesting. He makes some savage looking knives, to say the least. Check him out on IG if you aren't already following him at Skelton Blade Works. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Again, full size knife. We have S90V going on, right? And we said that this one was handmade satin flats with DLC, right? And that is one gorgeous looking DLC right there. Got some shine to it, right? It reflects the light really nicely. All right, it is looking really, really good. It is a frame lock or bolster lock, if you will. Ooh, good access to that bolster, by the way. All right, it's easy to push it out of the way. And let's check out that drop shot. Ooh, that drop shot action is wow. What? Holy smokes! What? That drops so good. Holy smokes! Yeah, drop shot action on point. It's a 10 out of 10. A lot of people don't, I don't know why, some people don't like a guillotine closed. I just feel like as long as you have a knife and you know what you're doing, like why wouldn't you want a drop shot blade? Like, it's so easy to do. You know, this one is on, are these ball bearings? Because they feel like phosphor bronze washers on this one, it feels like, based on the action there. So I'll confirm that for the review video. Of course, this is just an unboxing and first impression. So we have one deployment and one deployment option only in this knife, and that is the flipper. And it is nice and jimped right here, so you are going to hit that open every single time. And it's pretty hard to fail this one. The D10 is nicely tuned right there. And I'm gonna try to fail it on purpose to see if I can. But nope, that ain't happening. It ain't happening. S90V is really, really good. Awesome edge retention, corrosion resistance. And man, oh man, the design here is good. So what do we have? Is a drop point blade going on this one. Okay, I'm already getting fingerprints on the blade here. It's gonna drive me insane. There we go. Wonderful, gorgeous looking drop point blade right there. Check that out. And looking at the fat carbon, which depending on where this one's made, it might be, is it made in the US or is it made overseas? Probably made overseas. In this case, it would be a Chinese version of fat carbon right here. So they did a great job here with the handle. This section right here, the finger guard, might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it is functional because it's going to lock your index finger in there really nice and tight. And there's even a little bit of belly section to the handle right there that gives you plenty of grip. I have medium hands, not the biggest, not the smallest of hands. As you can see, I can get a good full grip on this thing. There's even another section right there. If I had a 6 finger in the hand, boom, had that cover. Of course, if you have bigger hands, I mean, you're gonna feel right at home with this one. This is a large knife, if I haven't already mentioned that. Just wanted to point that out. I noticed the pocket clip is comfortable in the hand. It's nice and rounded, which is good. That helps with the ergonomics right there. Has good amount of tension to it. And I can see, you know, without testing it, probably gonna slide in and out of the pocket pretty good, which is nice. We'll test that. Obviously, I'm gonna be carrying this knife for quite some time before coming back with a comprehensive review on this guy. But yeah, so far so good on this one. Holy smokes. Let's do some size comparisons on this thing. All right, shall we? Let's do the, there we go. We got the PM2, Spyderco PM2 and Para 3, right? And did I mention it was gonna be a large knife? Because this proves it right there. So actually a tad bit bigger than the PM2 and obviously bigger than the Para 3. And it is a dancer. Check it out, it's dancing right there. Here's your Demko AD 20.5 and your Shark Cub right there. All right, much bigger than both of those knives. This is a medium, this is a medium. Definitely a large right there. All right, here's a fair comparison. The Model 1 has been one of the biggest knives here in the channel for some time. And here's the rod model 2. So it matches pretty evenly with the rod 1. Not gonna lie, you guys take a look there for yourself. And of course, bigger than the rod model 2. And it's still dancing. So that's what it does. It's a dancer. Man, yeah, that's something about the clip and the way it sits on the table. It just wants to dance. Just rocking back and forth right there. We'll let it do its thing. Here's your Raccoon, Vosteed Raccoon, and the CJRB Pyrite. Again, both of these are medium knives. And the Caladan V2 is much bigger. And we'll do one last one because it is only fair. Here is the Vosteed RSKAOS right there. Very comparable to the Chaos. But here is the Kunwu Pulsar XL. And I think the XL takes the cake, right? You can clearly see there. You know, the knives look big up until you put them next to the Pulsar XL. But just want to bring some bigger knives, so obviously you have perhaps a perspective on the actual size. It actually matches with that RSKAOS pretty well. Pretty spot on right there. Maybe a hair bigger than the RSKAOS and a little shorter, maybe half an inch shorter than the Pulsar XL. There you have it, some quick size comparisons, so you have a ballpark idea where this guy lands on the overall size. Big knife, right? Love the blade geometry right here. So we have a flat grind going on right here. This is all flat grind, and we have a nice switch going on at the top. That adds a lot of personality to it right there. I want to say, for the most part, I will say this, and you guys have probably seen this in the channel. For the most part, I'm not the biggest fan of DLC coats or blade coatings in for that matter. You know, I typically prefer, personally, a more exposed, plain, bell satin finish blade, be blasted, stonewash, something like that. But I must say, this one here is finished in such like a good looking DLC. I might just be changing my opinion about coated blades entirely with this one. I don't know. I'll have to carry it and I'll let you guys know at the end. But so far so good. I'm loving it. Again, great access to that bolster lock, drop shot action. Yeah, let's go ahead and just test the cutting performance with the very scientific cutting test that we do here in the channel. We're gonna cut some paper and some cardboard. Right, here we go. Yeah, it's gonna make some swirls right there. It's gonna want to bite into the material right away. Check that out. Boom. Yes. Oof. Yes. So it definitely slices the paper, absolutely destroying this paper, no doubt about that. So paper is not a difficult task. We know it can cut paper all day, every day. Okay. What about some cardboard? I have a portion of a diaper box right here. What's interesting about this one is a section of it is single wall and a section of it is a little bit thicker because it becomes dual wall right here. So we're gonna go through this and see how it does. Remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular like this, but rather at an angle, and it will look something like this. Get a full grip on this thing, and again, I have a nice long blade. Wow, so single wall was effortless. Let's get the dual wall. So it will do it. Just keep in mind, for any knife, you know, it is going to add an additional level of a challenge to do a dual wall cardboard in general, but so far it's doing pretty good. All right, look at that slice right there, and it does have some belly to it, right? Not crazy belly, right? But that you want to keep in mind, that way you don't taper off like I did here last minute. Let's do a few more, or as many as we can squeeze out of it, and maybe a last one. So yeah, I mean, single wall cardboard, that's pretty easy for any knife. Dual wall cardboard adds definitely twice the amount of challenge to any blade, and this one did it here with no issues. So yeah, so far so good, performing very, very well. You guys rate it in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10. Right. The other good thing about DLC too is that it should be pretty scratch resistant, right? So even things like this, right, once I wipe away all that gunk or whatever off the blade from that cardboard, it should go back to being nice and clean and pretty good looking, all that. So that's another advantage there for DLC. Not to mention, of course, the added protection, right? So it's going to add some corrosion resistant on top of everything, right? Not that S90V needs it, but it's just always good to have. And a lot of people just prefer the aesthetics of a DLC blade overall. But go ahead and rate it in the comments, guys. 1 through 10. How sharp is this guy? You guys let me know. Almost forgot to mention here, check out the nice polished pivot head on this side. It is a captive pivot, so no screw head on this side. You do have it on the other side. We also have, I noticed, a steel lock bar insert for steel on steel contact that is going to provide, you know, longer use, more longevity, if you will. Steel on steel contact wears slowly than titanium on steel contact, so that is nice, added benefit right there. And other than that, if anything, just checking out the pattern right here and just looking at how intricate this design is, right? People like Metal Complex will say this is the melted US flag. I think that's kind of funny, but I mean, I actually like it. I like the fact that it looks pretty interesting, right? Got all the colors mixed in there. Me personally, I'm more so of a fan of just a milled full titanium handle like that Tuya Wrath had that frag pattern going on all throughout, but you know, that might not be everyone's cup of tea. Some people do enjoy their carbon fiber inlays, and I gotta tell you, they do an awesome job right here. Nothing seems to be out of hand or out of place or misaligned, like sits super flush. Running my finger through here, this fit and finish right here is super flush with the titanium and carbon fiber inlays, which is nice. It's held by 2 body screws right there on this side and about 2 body screws on this side as well. And if you count the pocket clip, it does have 2 screws, so about 3 right there on this side. And again, I mean, the functionality, the action, right? Thing fires with an attitude. Check out the acoustics again, right? Also, I mean, typically I'm not the biggest fan of one deployment option only on knives, but that's just a personal preference. That might not be an issue for you at all, and that's just, again, I like to fidget with my knives quite a bit, and you know, typically I find that knives that offer more deployment options, for me personally, in my case, I end up enjoying carrying them a little more than single deployment sort of knives. But you know, a lot of people just prefer one elegant and very functional, efficient deployment option. That's what you have here with that flipper tab. That thing is money every single time. Absolutely fail proof. I tried failing it earlier and that was very unsuccessful, to say the least. And yeah, I want to say, if added benefit of the carbon fiber inlays here is that for the most part, with a full crossbar lock right here, you tend the risk of putting additional pressure on the lock bar, which makes it more difficult to deploy the blade later, as demonstrated on this bridge port right here. And so you have to, kind of have to put your finger specifically in an area where you're not adding additional pressure to be able to deploy the knife. Right here, sort of mitigate that a bit, because it doesn't matter how much pressure you put in any area where the carbon fiber is located, right, you're still not pushing down on the lock bar. I mean, you really would have to intentionally press up here in order to make the deployment a little bit harder right there. But yeah, I feel like that is very difficult to do. Your fingers typically land naturally somewhere around down here, and that means you're going to be able to fire this thing every single time with no unnecessary pressure on the lock bar, which is good. Good access to the lock bar itself, if I didn't already mention that. I like the fact that it's nice and jimped from this side. Nothing crazy that's going to beat up your thumb or anything, just like they did on the Wrath, right? They did a very elegant jimping, very functional, ever so higher than the curve on this side, which allows for great access. And boom, yes. So yeah, all in all, very, very impressed with this knife, to say the least. Great unboxing. I'm about to go ahead and cut it short right here before I keep rambling for a longer period of time. But yeah, that is the Tuya Caladan V2. Again, a Jim Skelton from Skelton Blade Works design. S90V, DLC coated drop point blade, flat grind. We got bolster titaniums and carbon fiber inlays on a bolster lock. or frame lock, however you want to look at it. All right, great action on this thing. All right, and it is a dancer. Did I mention it's a dancer? Definitely likes to dance on the tabletop right there. But there you have it. Again, obviously you guys know the drill by now. I'm going to be carrying this guy for the next week or so, probably a little bit longer, depending on how much time Dave gives me to carry this guy. And I'm going to be gathering as much feedback as I possibly can before sending this one back. All right, super excited to have the opportunity to check this one out. Again, shout out to Dave Warren from Tuya Knives for the opportunity. Really appreciate it. And yes, guys, this knife will be linked down below if you want to check prices and things like that. Also, if you want to go ahead and pick yourself up one of these, right, I'm not sure on availability, but it's always worth checking those links down there. Again, those are affiliate links that do help out the channel at no extra cost to you. I'm not currently affiliated with Tuya Knives, but maybe I will in the future. We shall see. And with that said, guys, if you made it to the very end, you guys are the real MVPs. Thank you so much for your love and support. This will be a great time to smash that like button. That really helps the channel with the algorithm. Go ahead and subscribe if you aren't already. I promise you'll be worth coming back for more. I make knife content like this on a daily basis. And if you want to support the channel a step further, there's a link for Patreon down below, or you can simply support the channel right here on YouTube by becoming a member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. Again, thank you all for all your support. I really appreciate every single one of you checking out the content here until the very end. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.